For years, headline after headline painted a picture of rising crime in the United States. Major cities were described as more dangerous than ever, and public opinion polls showed that most Americans believed crime was getting worse. But in 2025, the data revealed something surprising and for many unbelievable. Crime in America wasn't rising. It was falling, and not by a little. The latest federal and independent reports showed one of the biggest drops in violent crime in more than a decade. Homicides, which had surged during the pandemic years, were down significantly across major cities. Violent assaults were decreasing. Property crimes, once feared to be spiraling out of control, were showing real declines. Even categories like burglary and robbery, which tend to rise and fall unpredictably, were now trending downward. News organizations began covering the story, but slowly. Many Americans couldn't reconcile the data with what they felt they were seeing online. Viral videos, sensational crimes, and endless commentary about a crime wave. But the truth was more complicated. The numbers weren't lying. This chapter takes viewers into the hard data. The FBI's national statistics, city-level reports, and year-over-year trends that challenged widely held beliefs. The question wasn't just whether crime was falling. It was why. What changed in 2025? What forces pushed violent crime downward? And could this be the beginning of a long-term shift, or just a momentary dip in a larger cycle? To understand the story behind the numbers, we have to look at how crime changed city by city, what new strategies were used, and how society itself has shifted in the last 4 years. The decline is real. Now we explore what's driving it. When crime trends shift, the change rarely happens evenly across the country. In 2025, a handful of major U.S. cities began standing out. These cities had seen some of the sharpest increases in homicide during 2020 to 2022. Yet now they were reporting double-digit drops. Understanding their turnaround became one of the biggest clues in explaining the national decline. Cities like New York, Chicago, Dallas, Minneapolis, and Los Angeles all showed significant decreases in violent crime. Homicides were down. Non-fatal shootings were dropping. Even car thefts, a category that skyrocketed nationwide in recent years, were beginning to level out or fall. But it wasn't just big cities. Mid-sized cities and suburban areas also saw improvements. Local police departments reported fewer emergency calls, fewer shootings, and fewer major violent incidents. Some cities credited improved technology, expanded camera networks, license plate readers, and real-time crime centers. Others pointed to focused policing models that targeted repeat offenders rather than broad sweeps. Community organizations also played a major role. Violence interrupters, after-school programs, and crisis outreach teams had grown significantly since the pandemic. These programs didn't eliminate crime, but they helped prevent conflicts before they erupted into violence. Still, the pattern wasn't identical everywhere. A few cities continued to struggle with rising thefts or localized violence. But the overall trajectory was clear. Major urban centers, once blamed for a national crime wave, were now driving the decline. This chapter examines what these cities did differently. Was it policy, policing, community involvement, or something deeper happening across society? Understanding these cities helps us uncover the larger forces shaping America's safety in 2025. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Crime doesn't fall by accident. Behind the 2025 decline were several powerful forces working at the same time: social, economic, technological, and even cultural. Together, they created the perfect conditions for a nationwide shift. First, the post-pandemic recovery stabilized communities. Jobs returned. Schools reopened. Social services expanded. Many of the pressures that fueled violence during the pandemic years were fading. Economic stability historically correlates with reduced crime, and 2025 was no exception. Second, law enforcement strategies evolved. Police departments shifted toward precision policing, focusing on the small percentage of repeat offenders responsible for most violent crimes. Instead of broad crackdowns, many cities used data-driven approaches that were more effective and less damaging to communities. Third, technology played a huge role. Surveillance systems became more connected. Tools like gunshot detection, improved forensic analysis, and digital evidence tracing helped solve cases faster. When clearance rates rise, crimes tend to fall because people know they're more likely to get caught. Fourth, community-based violence prevention expanded rapidly. Outreach teams, mental health responders, and youth intervention programs reached more neighborhoods than ever before. These programs didn't replace policing, but they helped prevent conflicts before they escalated. Finally, cultural shifts mattered. After years of instability, many communities became more active in reporting concerns, building neighborhood networks, and supporting prevention programs. Americans were paying attention again. This chapter breaks down each factor and how they combined into a rare moment where multiple systems were working at the same time, reducing violence faster than most experts predicted. Despite the data, most Americans still believe crime is rising. In 2025, surveys showed a striking contradiction. Even with falling rates, public fear remained high. This chapter explains why perception has become disconnected from reality. One major reason is media visibility. Social media platforms amplify dramatic crimes, often from faraway cities. A single viral video can shape national fear, even if the incident is isolated. Algorithms reward shocking content, and crime videos are among the most shared online. Sensational headlines also distort the picture. A rare but disturbing incident can dominate news cycles for days. People feel like crime is everywhere because they see it constantly, even when actual numbers are dropping. Political narratives also play a role. Crime has become a powerful talking point, and different groups highlight specific incidents to support their messaging. This leads to a constant stream of stories that suggest danger is rising, even when national trends show otherwise. Finally, cities are not all equal. Even if national crime rates fall, certain neighborhoods still struggle with violence. These localized problems can shape how residents view safety, even if the broader city is improving. Understanding perception is critical. When fear doesn't match reality, it affects policy, elections, and public trust. This chapter explores how Americans can be surrounded by information yet still misunderstand the true state of crime. The 2025 crime decline raises big questions. Is this the beginning of a long-term trend, or just a temporary drop before rates rise again? Experts see reasons for optimism. The systems driving the decline, improved policing strategies, stronger community programs, advancing technology, and economic stability, are not short-term fixes. They represent long-term structural changes. If they continue, crime could fall further. But challenges remain. Some cities still struggle with gun violence. Auto theft, driven in part by social media trends, could surge again. Economic or political instability could reverse progress. Crime cycles are real, and history shows that declines often face periods of plateau or reversal. Still, 2025 provides a roadmap. When cities combine smart policing, strong community partnerships, and modern tools, violence can fall dramatically. The decline shows that crime is not an uncontrollable force. It responds to strategy, investment, and stability. For viewers, the takeaway is powerful. America is safer than many believe. Not perfect, not free of tragedy, but trending in a better direction. This chapter closes with a forward look at what cities must do to sustain progress, how communities can stay involved, and why understanding crime data, not fear, will shape the future of public safety.